This is chapter 106 of The Flower of Freedom by Deborah J. Reeves. All rights to the book and presentation are fully reserved. Your chair remains there for you. We've been anticipating your arrival. Even if you're new, you're welcome here as long as you come with a good heart and good intentions. This is a spot to be safe, secure, and to be entertained for a few minutes a day. Here we go, chapter 106, first term. The first term was hectic. Bertie and Philippe felt like they studied non-stop, and they barely had time to eat. As they went to sleep some nights, they talked about the building, but not much got into Philippe's bound book. Philippe was the more faithful letter writer than Bertie was, and he kept up correspondence with Michaud and Joseph weekly, no matter how many assignments he had. Bertie did write to Marie weekly, and they all shared ideas, but everyone was swamped with schoolwork that term. Marie started to worry about more than coursework early in December, when Bertie started to speak of Colette's appearance. "She looks like a beach ball on skinny legs," was the first comment she noted. And then the following week he wrote, "I hope those babies come soon, Marie. Last weekend her skin broke out in itchy welts, and Dr. D told Papa that her liver was struggling because of the size of the babies. He sent her to a dermatologist. She's been sleeping on the couch in the living room for weeks because she finds it too hard to climb upstairs. I offered to convert one of those walker things that old folks use to hold up her belly. She looks like it should not be possible for her to stand upright. With that much weight in front, my engineering math says that she should topple forward. I'm glad we got the nursery ready last summer. Papa says they're all right when I ask if I can help them, but truthfully I feel guilty because I'm relieved. I can barely find time to sleep. You won't believe how brutal these profs are. I heard they flunked out 50% of the class in the first term last year. Anyone who gets a 70% grade on any assignment is seen as a god in this class. Marie, I have never been so taxed by anything in my life." But back to Mama. Philippe and I go to the house at least once a week to have dinner, and last time we were there, she looked like her lips had swollen into hamburger patties. I'm so bloody glad that I'm not a woman, Marie. I would have called Uncle 3 months ago and demanded a C-section. But if you talk with her, she says she's happy as a lark, and you know what? She really appears to be. Papa, on the other hand, is a wreck. Marie called her parents that night after the letter arrived. When her father answered the phone, he sounded excited, tired, and maybe worried. But when her mama got to the phone, she was bubbly and enthusiastic. Marie tried to get the truth from a variety of angles, but they insisted that everything was more than fine. Just a few more days to go. The babies are expected on December the 10th, not long after you're coming home for Christmas with a key. It'll be perfect. Marie's classes were not much easier than Bertie's. This was certainly not high school. Suzette was a godsend, but she had Michaud now, and that meant she always wasn't available for studying. Sometimes Bianca came over on the weekend to study. It was never quite the same, though. Suzette had a sort of generosity to her, while Bianca would share information only if you asked very specific questions. It was as though she was looking for any way to get ahead of anyone else. 2 weeks later, at 6:30 a.m. in Paris, Oscar called. A key answered, and Marie, who had awoken when the phone rang, ran into the study to hear him say, "2 boys, 2 boys. Marie, it's 2 boys." Marie, in her nightgown, yelled out, "Papa, how's Mama?" "Oh, Marie, she's amazing. She's the most amazing woman in the world, the most beautiful. You should see her sitting in the bed with a tiny fellow in each arm. They're both wearing these funny little blue toques, and they're wrapped in a blue and white striped blanket. They look like little pigs in a blanket. They both look like cavemen. But Dr. D says it's normal, and their faces will pop back out in a few days. They both look like they went 2 rounds with Cassius Clay. Marie heard her mother say, "Oscar, stop that. These children are beautiful, and it's time you made the adjustment. He prefers to be called Muhammad Ali." "Marie, I think I need to let you speak to your mother now, before she gets really annoyed with me. But I was told that every mother thinks her babies are beautiful, but fathers are more objective." "Marie," her mother called into the phone, "darling girl, you have 2 little brothers, and do not listen to your father. They are utterly perfect." "Mama, how are you? Are you all right? When did you go to the hospital?" "Yes, I'm fine. Dr. D took good care of us, even though I thought your father would hyperventilate and pass out before we arrived. I told your father that if he didn't stop gasping like a fish on a dock, I would make him pull over so that I could drive. Marie, he was a wreck." "What time is it now?" "Oh, it's only 4:30 here. We came in about 10, I guess. We were watching Bonanza, and the contractions got closer and closer. So your father called Dr. D, and he said we could wait, but your father was too nervous to wait, so we left right away. Well, almost right away. I had to have a shower, and I did my makeup first. Good thing I did, too. When these guys decided to move out, they marched on into our lives on their own timetable. Dr. D almost missed their arrival." "Mama, what are their names? How big are they? What did you name them?" "Oh, I thought you knew. They're big bruisers. Desi came first, and he was the smallest at 7 pounds 7 ounces. Oscar, the little brute, came second, and he was 7 pounds 14 ounces. The nurses took one look at my belly, and they thought I was having triplets. Their names are Desmond Bertrand Saint-Laurent and Oscar Charles Saint-Laurent. One is named after Papa's best friend who led the rescue at the chateau, and your Papa, his best friend, and the other is named after your Papa and his father, who was named Charles. Bertie can't believe we didn't choose Bert and Rand, but he's still telling everyone that we named Desi after him." That's the end of chapter 106. We look so forward to seeing you again, you specifically again, at chapter 107. That's called Term Limits. Please consider giving us a thumbs up and subscribing. We really appreciate it. Thank you.